strong.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and welcome to the Amateur Otaku Podcast live stream. I am Brandon Overall, the Scarlet Fan here. I am joined by the Mad Dog Isaac himself, and we are about to start our coverage, our bi-weekly coverage of Spy Family. We're covering episodes 17 and 18, episode 17 being Carry Out the Griffin Plan, Full Metal Lady, and Omelet Rice, and also Uncle, the Private Tutor, and Daybreak. Great episodes of Spy Family. Super fun. Super funny. If you're missing Mike, don't worry. He's not joining us because he hasn't gotten caught up yet. But he is loving Spy Family with everything we're doing. You guys are awesome. Thank you for joining us. Those that have joined us for our My Hero Academia coverage, make sure you check on the comments below because we'll have our My Hero Academia series, both anime and manga there, so you guys can go back to it. And also, if you love our coverage of Spy Family and want to get caught up, make sure you join us in the comments below because we will put also in the description our playlist of all of our coverage of Spy Family. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in to the episodes. Let's do it.
Before we do, I am here to just acknowledge Arkwinder's amazing reference to Singing in the Rain, the greatest musical of all time. Bye, guys.
I was just thinking
that
he
was
wasn't supposed to be on that section.
But then again, he's Mike. He does whatever he wants for some reason.
I mean, obviously. Also, good morning to you too, Arkwinder. It's 4 a.m. here, so
tonight. Oh wait, wrong musical. Now, Isaac, Spy Family's back, and I find it awesome that we are back into some Anya-centric episodes. Because, first off, I love the fact that the season started with something else entirely. It didn't go straight into going back to the whole mission or main plot of the story. But I kind of like not only that we go back to an Anya episode, but we go back to an Anya anime inside of Spy Family because apparently she has her own theme song and recap too, which is hilarious. I love it so much. But how do you like this new format? This is the third or fourth episode that we get that the format is built on vignettes. So it's not all one story. It's like multiple stories or multiple chapters within the same episode. It gives it kind of a variety show aspect to it, right? Because you're getting adventures with different characters. How do you like this format that Spy Family is playing with in the last couple of episodes?
I mean, it kind of makes sense, all things considered, because it's within the action-oriented show with the spy stuff. It's arguably more of a slice of life that just has an action in it about the life of Lloyd, the life of Anya, which is, as I said before, the viewer's point of view characters, considering she knows the secrets of everyone. And Yor and her struggles.
Yeah, and I love the fact that in these two episodes, there's not really a lot of Yor, but I'm satisfied because we got a lot of Yor last time, right? So I love that we're getting a nice chunk of time. Like the first couple episodes of the second core were all about everybody. And of course, the introduction of Bond to the family. And now we're going straight to Anya and the quest for the Stella's return, which again, it's so funny. And she's so desperate to make Desmond her friend because she wants to help her mission again. And as a kid, she has very little resources, but she tries to be creative. But I love the interaction, and I love how many times he's in shock because of how much she doesn't quite make it happen. It's sad that she keeps failing, but it's funny how she keeps failing. Does that make sense?
And it's clear that Damien wants to thank her and appreciate and well, clearly likes her, but
Yes.
he is Damien, so he can't appreciate her effort.
Right.
He's a
Correct.
sunder, all things considered.
Yep. Yep. And again, they're first graders. So it's like they're so smart, which a lot of times you notice in shows that when kids are very smart, they kind of mature early. So you kind of have that kind of like thing that you normally would expect teenagers to have, but never to the level that we see, right? But I like that playfulness. I like that finding of emotion. I love how complex Desmond character. Like Desmond is pretty much one of the more complex child characters in the show because he does have kind of like a very sad backstory. So I like we're seeing a lot more of that. Now, I I don't know. I like how when Anya's at school, it's like a show within a show. I like that feeling. And when we do these vignettes, I love how we thought Spy Family was going to be this one thing, but we get a little bit about different things. And it actually, and you know what show it actually reminds me of, Isaac?
No.
It reminds me of Nishiyo, My Ordinary Life. In the way that
I
it's
can
structured.
see what you mean.
Yeah, like
I
it's
see what
it's
you
little
mean.
vignettes with different characters that are constantly changing and happening. They're like they all have to relate to each other because the connecting thread of all the stories is Operation Strix, the family, everything like that. But you get all these adventures, right? And in these last two episodes, we got two adventures with Anya. We got one adventure with Full Metal Lady, which again, great name, Full Metal Alchemist, damn it, which is a direct reference to that, right? Because she's a military person, she's a spy, Full Metal. Come on, there's no way that's not a Full Metal Alchemist reference. Am I reading too much into this, Isaac? Because I think it's a Full Metal reference.
I mean, it could also be a Full Metal. What's that name of the movie?
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, I mean, considering spice and all.
Well, yeah, but you know why I sing Full Metal too? Because when she actually changes to the different suit when she goes to the pool or whatever, she kind of looks like the Ice Queen from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, I get you, but
No, but I know what you mean.
I was just playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, yeah. Now again, super funny, super playful with Anya. Funniest moment of the episode of episode 17 because episode 18 has a
Oh,
bunch of other funny. So let's go to episode 17. Let's
oh,
break it down that way.
oh! I have. Well, I did laugh my ass off when Becky saw the picture of Anya's dad.
Yo,
They adapted that scene perfect.
yo, that was my favorite. So it's so funny that you mentioned that because my favorite was when she makes a figure of Anya's quote unquote hot dad. And he goes, and Henry Anderson. Oh, by the way, elegant. When Henry Henderson comes over and goes like, "What are you doing? The theme is animals." And she goes, "Well, humans are animals too." And he goes, "Oh!" And apparently he has battle armor, which is like super hilarious. So she thinks he's Iron Man or whatever. Oh, and I love how she says it like, this comes separate. Like it's like she's treating it like DLC. Like it's just so funny.
Kids.
Which is why you don't show kids games with in-app purchases. She shouldn't know this at this age.
I mean, is there even video games within this time period? Do they have
True.
videotapes and not?
But still, it's a very interesting reference.
Maybe she talked
I
about
enjoy it.
toys.
Yeah, like accessories and stuff like that. Yeah, but yeah, because he treated it like an action figure. But yeah, that was hilarious. I think that was the best moment for the episode, at least from there. It's between that one with the whole thing, because the whole thing with Desmond and Anya, like their interaction is just hilarious. and the fact that when Anya's there, it's like she's running the show and it's like her show. But favorite moments for episode 17 is between that one and everything with Becca and Becca losing it over Lloyd, her dad or whatever, Anya's dad, and Full
And
Metal Lady, the handler, and Lloyd trying to dodge all the people that are following them. And then when they sit down the first time, Lloyd is saying, I don't think she knows that her new jacket still has a tag on it. I don't think I can tell. Like,
I
that is
mean,
just so hilarious.
considering, and how should I put it?
Like, she
Knowing
just
how,
strikes him with fear.
yeah, and it makes even more sense about why it strikes him with fear more down the line in the manga, and it's not that big of a spoiler. It just you get
Yeah.
get a small detail more in what type of character she is. So
No, and I like that. Like, we've already seen a little bit of her, right, in action when doing the whole arc about Bond, right? The whole dog arc, right? So I like that we keep seeing boof, barf. I really love how we're getting a little bit of her thrown out there because we can definitely tell that she's going to become more important in the future. Because I like the character. I like how the story continues to flesh out and stuff like that. But I just find everything so hilarious. So great. Should we go to the next episode?
and the episode where Anya has a mentor slash enemy that she needs to work with.
That is, again, another Yuri episode, which whenever Yuri's around and yours around, it's hilarity and craziness and weirdness.
Yuri is my least favorite character in this series. I'm
I
sorry.
is it the House of the Dragon thing? But
Yeah.
which is fine. Correction, I'm not saying incest is okay, but what I'm trying to say is that it's fine why you don't like. I think I need to make that distinction. It's fine why you don't like Yuri. It's totally fine that you don't like Yuri. But I do like the whole dynamic because it's just hilarious. Because
Would he have
everything
a
flies.
sort of like? Would he see her like a mom and he was an overprotective quote unquote son? That would be the one thing, but I can't stand siscons. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. But what I love about it is that everything goes over yours head, but everyone kind of gets that he's kind of that way, but nobody says it. Like, it's again another lie within a lie within the identity, which I find hilarious. Um, but no, I know that whole scene with her having to study was so cool. Everybody questioning, why don't you get it? Why don't you understand it? But what I love the most about that episode is what we learn that Anya has a kryptonite and it's a lunar eclipse, which I was not expecting that. That was a very cool surprise. When you found out that Anya has a kryptonite, what'd you think?
I mean, it kind of made sense, so to speak, that they would have to. Would I don't really say that I would say nerf her because she isn't the Superman
Right.
precisely. It isn't like if Jor lost her inhuman strength on a specific date. It was
Right.
more of a. I don't get. I didn't get the story reason as to what how it all worked. It felt a bit convenient stuff like that, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in terms of like that, which makes the whole her getting tutored by an insane person and both being socially inept in their own fashion. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked the whole thing with because it kind of also forces her to be a normal child, which means that she struggles with stuff. So it highlights that, and I love how that kryptonite opening the space for the whole tutoring thing, for the moments of hilarity that we get with Yuri, and then the second vignette, which is everything that happens with Lloyd and Daybreak, which
Daybreak is such an idiot.
I love how you get a parody within a parody, right? Because on one side, we're gonna go to funniest moments in a minute, but I what I love about it is that we all know that Daybreak's an idiot. We have no clue why what he does works. But the best thing about it is not that Daybreak is an idiot. It's the fact that Twilight cannot understand why he's such an idiot.
Yet he managed to sneak
Yes.
sneak
Yes.
behind everything, which apparently like what's it called in English?
He was able to infiltrate?
Yeah, he sneaked behind the bar. It was using the what's it called? Give me a sec.
You mean across using a fake ID or?
Give me a sec. Just talk.
Okay, so what I love is how you have Lloyd doing everything he can because he knows that Anya is probably going to fail the test.
Lamppost.
Yes,
he
the lamppost.
held himself in that weird way, and but how the fuck didn't they see him?
Yep. Which again, it's meant to make no sense. I love how this entire scenario was built just to irritate Lloyd. And because Lloyd is constantly irritated and has to help this guy, that's why we're laughing. Because it's kind of like the show is kind of having an internal commentary and allowing us to join the commentary on how ridiculous everything is. So I like that kind of somewhat third, fourth wall break, which I think it's great. Because it's over the top like crazy, and it also makes fun about the whole spy thing. It's kind of like a Get Smart kind of thing. Like you have the Get Smart spy, which is all about comedy and hilarity, and then you have Lloyd, which is the actual spy. So I like that kind of observation and that distinction. It was just so funny. Favorite funny moment of the episode? Go.
This is a bit harder to pick out, honestly, because like we addressed earlier, I'm not the biggest Yuri fan for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But I have to.
You have to what?
Yuri and the Anya's interaction is pretty hilarious. I have to admit that one.
Yes.
The Daybreak is extremely funny too, but it's a bit. How should I put it? It's arguably a bit too long, honestly, in my book.
I could see that. I could see how it's kind of stretched thin. But to me, when you think it's going to be done because it's taking too long, I love how Lloyd finds another thing to be annoyed about. So that's why I keep enjoying the thing. Like when you think he's already annoyed about something, but why did he break the door? Suddenly, he wrote the mission notes on his hands. like it's. Yeah. Oh, and he doesn't write, and he doesn't have the right code. Like all those things just add up one on top of each other. It makes it just hilarious. And how he has to be an even better spy so that he doesn't get caught because of the freaking idiot. So That's funny. I do like how the episode kind of closes on the whole thing, where it goes back to the family unit, because it closes with the fact that Lloyd comes to realization that Anya didn't flunk out entirely, and she actually is trying. So I do like the whole thing about that happening. So that was actually pretty awesome, because it brings it full circle with back to the family unit, which hopefully next episode is going to be a more family centric episode. Which after these two episodes being very divided, very Anya centric, I would like that more. But my favorite funny moment with the Daybreak thing is the constant Lloyd getting annoyed. That whole gimmick, I loved it. And then with the Uncle Private Tutor portion, my favorite funny one was when Yuri just made all these snacks, and Yuri leaves, and then she goes, "Oh no, but I made all these snacks." And suddenly Yuri just bursts into the door, goes inside, and eats everything. And as soon as he leaves, you can hear him vomiting everything. You can hear him just burping, barfing everything he ate. It's just hilarious.
I mean, isn't that good in the kitchen?
No, she sucks, but I love that because it's the bit that keeps on giving. And then Anya says, "No, I'm full. I'm good." And then Bond eats a little bit, and when Lloyd comes back, Bond is like dead. Like it's just hilarious.
She needs to take some lesson in making cookies also, clearly.
Yeah, she definitely does. But I don't know. I loved it. It was awesome. It's great. But yeah, man. Do you have anything else on these episodes of Spy Family?
Not that I can think of, honestly.
These was great, simple, not complex, but very simple, funny, brand new episodes of Spy Family. I cracked up a bunch of times. I keep enjoying these characters. I kind of want them now to give me another full family episode. Hopefully we get that in the next two. But guys, if you love everything we talked about of Spy Family, we are coming back next week. We're coming back next week. In 2 weeks, we're coming back with more Spy Family. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure you subscribe and click on the bell for notifications so you do not miss any episodes of the Amateur Otaku Podcast. So you don't miss any live streams or anything like that, or any episodes during the week. Make sure that if you missed this week on anime, make sure you go tomorrow to Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever podcasts are found, because you can definitely find the Amateur Otaku there and enjoy this episode on the go on a podcast channel. Next week, we are coming back with our coverage of Chainsaw Man and our coverage of Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War. We're so glad Bleach is back. We're enjoying and loving Chainsaw Man, and we can't wait to go back and covering it next week. Isaac, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
Written work, Wobem Entertainment, Twitter, Emblemaniac.
And you can find me at the Scarlet Fan 52 on Twitter, and you can find the podcast at the Amateur Otaku on Twitter. Make sure you click on the follow so you don't miss any of the shows, any of the episodes that come out weekly on the channel. We look forward to seeing you next time. Have it awesome, guys, and keep watching anime. See ya. Peace.